What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Twisted Life of TV. I am Poetry. You are here for Pntv, Poetry's News and Twisted Views. I know I said I was not going to record in the car again. This is actually my second time attempting this. I tried to record a video yesterday, and I have gotten green, child. It's been 2 months since I did videos in the car that I don't forget how to freaking do them, and the sound was horrible. So we're going to try again today. The content that I'm talking about today is totally different than what I talked about yesterday, as y'all know, those who know me. I go off the top of my head. Right now, though, I'm going to speak specifically towards Nicki. Come on, go. I light is green. Towards Nicki Minaj's gold card. Normally, I try to cover an array of headlines, and I'm going to focus on this specific one because, again, the channel is called Twisted Life of TV, and one of the main things that I like when I do TV show reviews and recaps is to relate them to what's going on in the news. So in this particular case, this news story to me is relating to an actual TV show that I've watched recently. And I have been saying for a long time, I don't know if I've been saying it directly to y'all or just in the comment section or just with people that I've been around, that this current administration is getting all of their ideas from TV shows and from movies. And I know we say that life imitates art or art imitates life, whichever way it goes around, which basically means that the ideas that people think of in TV shows and movies, somebody has either done in real life before or has had an idea of doing. But I think this administration goes hard in the paint. I wonder if the orange one is a movie fan. I wonder if he makes them sit there and watch certain TV shows and movies as a way of to train his soldiers that follow him, his ass kissers that follow him. Because I talked about before when we was watching The Handmaid's Tale and how we could correlate what's going on in The Handmaid's Tale to what was going on in the current day politics. I've started watching this TV show called Colony that I wanted to review on the channel. It is old. I think it came out in like 2016. Yeah, it came out in 2016. So it's an older show. It's already off the air. And I noticed at some point how eerily accurate that show is to what's going on in today. Now that show again came out when the orange one was in office the first term, but DHS is infiltrating cities and snatching up people off the streets, and the DSS agents are called red hats. What color is the MAGA hats? I think it's too much of coincidence. You know, I don't like coincidences. So I think it all relates in some kind of way. The handling of the COVID outbreak reminded me of Contagion and other movies like that. So I really, really think, because I mean, he is a reality TV personality and he wanted to live his life in front of the cameras. And now he's made the political arena his stage, so to speak. All his little minions are basically supporting actors to his grand event. I believe I also said that early on when he first took office this second term, and took is an appropriate word because we've learning more and more and more each day that he stole the election. And so took is the appropriate word. So, but when he took office the second time around, I specifically came on here and said, this is a money heist. That he's pulling off the biggest money heist in the history of the world. I said that. And then after I said it, I remember seeing Joy Reid do a whole segment on her news segment about the fact that she believed that this was a money heist as well. Well, since January 20th of last year, we know that he's came out with 1,000 different grifts, and people have been using the term grift to talk about all the different business adventures that don't seem legitimate, don't seem they are meant to funnel money from regular everyday people by the use of manipulation, making things look like they're shiny as gold. And that's basically what a grift is. So he's coming up with all these money ideas that people are buying into that puts money in his pocket. I believe they say he's earned somewhere over $1 billion in the last 12 months. He's had different news organizations pay him off in the form of a legal lawsuit, which I said then that I thought that was all of those were fronts in order to get the money to him without seeming culpable, without seeming like they're actually bending the knee to him, but they actually do. You know what I'm saying? You didn't violate any laws. You were found that you were legitimate in how you operated your business practice, but you pay him $16 billion or $16 million to settle a lawsuit that you were going to win. Okay, that don't sound strange to anybody but me. I know it does to some of you guys because you guys, a lot of us have like minds on this channel here. So yeah, those are some of the things that he's been grifting, like the Bitcoin, the gold shoes to get niggas to buy them from him, and people want to collect memorabilia and trinkets like Fat Ass Joe. Try to collect memorabilia and trinkets, let their mouth tell it. That's the only reason why they buying it. That's the same thing when they put the gun that George Zimmerman shot Trayvon Martin online at auction for. That was the same excuse that niggas was using then to buy that. It's a memorabilia. Yeah. So that's basically what a grift is for people who may have been watching from another country or whatever. It's a money scam. It's a money scheme in order to feed someone else's pocket at the expense of somebody else's dollars. His fake ass university that he had, that, what's her name? Carolyn Levitt. I can't think of the names of the doggone minions that he got down in office. No, is it Caroline Levitt? The one that's his lawyer. Child, she was the lady that was she was an AG and or AD or AG, maybe Attorney General here in Florida, and she was investigating into his university, and he paid her $25,000, and she dropped the case. Now they try not to attach that money specifically with her dropping the case, but we all know what it is, right? So what he's done is in the case of Nicki Minaj, she's not the first one to receive a gold card from the orange one. So basically what the gold card did was give her US residency. Now we've explained, people have been screaming at the top of their lungs that she's illegal, she shouldn't be here, deport her ass, right? She has a brother who was sexually assaulting and raping people and gone to jail for that or what have you. I had already said, and a lot of you have said too, she's trying to get her brother pardoned. She actually married a sex offender who touched or raped some young women. I want to say her brother, I be getting their cases mixed up because I don't really follow her ass. I want to say her brother is the one that pulled the knife on the victim. She tried to pay off these victims, Nicki Minaj did. So I was like, that's why she kissing the orange one's ass right now, because she tried to get a pardon. She and probably tried to get her spouse's record expunged as well, or because he could do a pardon, which he could do a pardon, or for her brother, he can commute her husband's sentence, which makes it null and void. like any more time he would have to, his name could be removed from the sex offender list and things like that. But that's basically what I said, that the whole purpose of all her grandstanding with the Kirk woman and now kissing of the ass of the orange one. And when she started going to different other countries, speaking on America's behalf, I was like, that's odd. Okay. She don't even fucking vote. She's not a citizen. So how is she going to be the mouthpiece to foreign dignitaries about what's going on in America? And like I say, after that, that's whenever you start seeing everybody start saying, oh, it wasn't because of me. But a lot of other people who realize that as well. Like, she ain't even fucking legal here. Deport her ass while y'all got all these doggone agents going out here snatching people up off the street, murdering folks. You know, that's what we was all saying. So, I'm not sure if the orange one gave her a gold card or she actually paid for it. The gold card has a stipulation that you must pay $1 million and a $15,000 application fee, where the $15,000 fee is paid to the Department of Homeland Security. The $1 million, I'm not certain where that money actually is supposed to go. I can only imagine it goes to line the orange one's pocket. Okay. There's also other fees that must be paid in affiliation with this gold card membership. Those fees are not listed out on the website. You probably are told those once you apply, I'm assuming. So I said, I'm not sure if she actually gave the $1 million or if he just gave her in exchange for trade. If you are on the streets, in the sex industry, you know what trade is. You basically are giving your body for the benefit of whatever, for whatever benefits you're trying to achieve. There's no actual exchange of dinero that would be considered prostitution, but you are intentionally and purposely giving up that ass for benefits. And I personally believe that's what's happened. Okay? Because the way that she stood on that stage and held his hand like one would do someone that they're intimate with makes me believe that she received this gold membership card for her residency because she's giving up ass. I mean, he's a stinky, smelly motherfucker according to reports, and based off of medical reports, people who get injections in their ass, they ass stinky too. So two stinky motherfuckers, two fucking clowns together, that they doing what they do. Now, of course, there's a price she had to pay on top of the ass, and that's to go out and be the face of supposedly the voice of black folks. You know, to represent the black culture in this country. Because she ain't got enough of us talking. He ain't got enough of us talking for him. You know, Candace Owens already done shut the fuck down because she already think that they, you know, assassinated Kirk. And her and Kirk's wife got beef. You know what I'm saying? And hell, America already think that she already in cahoots with, if not the administration, with at least the Heritage Foundation took out Kirk, you know what I'm saying, the wife. So that's the thought process. So back to the gold card. Like I said, presenting things to be shiny. He has a fascination with gold. Okay. So people are like, oh, you know, she paid for her, he just automatically gave her membership, or he almost automatically gave her residency. Just to set the stage clear, is there's always been a cost to become a resident of the United States. Whether that person pays it, the organization, that may have sponsored them is paying it, or just other individual persons that are sponsoring this person pays that cost. In America, the typical thing is you normally have to prove that you have substantial dollars in the amount of $5,000 to $10,000 to get a visa. The visa is usually the process, the stairway to getting residency or citizenship or citizenship. Okay, so if you yourself does not have those type of funds, then they require that someone that is sponsoring you to sign off, and that sponsor also has to state that they have those funds available. They also must have the ability to show that they have funds to actually spend during their time or their stay here in the United States, because they want the person who has the visa to stimulate the economy. Okay, so the idea of paying some type of money for your visa or what have you is not a new idea. On the application, because I've helped a couple people do their application, if you are considered to be a celebrity or you had buku dollars, you can buy your visa. You could kind of go around the exceptions that they have as long as you got a buku dollars, to show that I'm a celebrity or I got money, yada, yada, yada. What I'm saying? If you're part of the elite, then you can bypass some of the process and get your visa or your stuff faster. Now, usually it was not an automatic gateway to citizenship or residency. It was just a gateway to getting your visa faster. So when the dumb Don got into office, he implemented his gold card membership. Now, this is similar to the membership that he was talking about with the peace. I talked about this in another video. He brokered a deal with the world leaders to get into this peace group. I can't think of the name of it, but it also has a membership of $1 billion. And all the people who are involved are dictators of the countries that they are leading. The only one who said he wasn't going to do it right out like that is Putin, who stated that I pay you the $1 billion as long as you give me Ukraine. Okay, I told y'all also before, I said no matter how much these people say they can't stand each other, they are still working in cahoots because they want to dominate the world. However, the orange one wants to be the head orange in charge. The head dictator in charge. The head dick. Okay? The HDIC. He wants to be that in charge. So he's the one that's like orchestrating all of this stuff, and these other leaders have to buy into it. $1 billion gets you into, I'm going to use this term loosely, the island. You buy your way into the island of America. Because again, he's really trying to take over not just the United States, America as a whole. And I'm talking about North and South as a combination. That's America. A lot of people don't like to see it that way. United States is not America. We are the United States of America. Okay. So, but he wants to dominate the Americas altogether. So, I'm getting too close to work and I'm trying to get to a point. It wasn't that bad, y'all. I went back on my old route of how I used to try to work. Less me cussing. So the idea of, like, say, buying visas is not something new, but buying your actual residency is what he started last year. When he announced it, over 70,000 people had signed up to get this gold card membership by June of last year. He announced it that he was going to do this back in 2024. A lot of people didn't pay attention to all his little announcements. But he announced he was going to do this in 2024. And it's 2025, June of 2025, 70,000 people had signed up for it. So far, only 1,300 people have actually applied for it. But that has generated like close to 200 billion or something like that. Those numbers may be inaccurate, but anywhere between close to $1 billion, if not over, in revenue. Because again, the 1 million goes directly to, I don't know, possibly his pockets, but then there's a 15,000 fee that goes to DHS that feeds into ICE, that funds ICE. So one of the caveats of this membership, it also allows businesses to buy into it, which would make their company a U.S. company that can legally operate considered to be legally operated on U.S. soil, even if that company isn't in the United States. So he's trying to take over different factions of other countries through their corporations. So again, this membership is for people who are not citizens or not of the United States to pay the government $1 million plus fees to gain residency. And it includes corporations. So you don't have to be in this country to apply for it. You don't have to be on this soil to apply for it. Wherever your business is will make that business technically a U.S. company. And they will follow by U.S. tax laws and codes. So one of the other things in relation to this card, if you yourself want to become a citizen of another country, then you also can pay $2 million. If you are a business, $5 million. So if you want to be a citizen of Honduras, you pay the orange one $2 million and you are legally a citizen of Honduras. Honduras doesn't get any money from that 1 million unless they have a side deal, which I believe that they do. Okay, y'all do realize that the orange one, one of the people that he pardoned, was the former president of Honduras, who had done a whole bunch of illegal activity and was incarcerated by the United States, charged and fined by the United States, and the orange one pardoned him. Okay, so I found out, which I just recently found this out, in Honduras, in Rotan, Honduras, this is an area that's rich in coral reefs, rich in resources, the same as anywhere else. United States billionaires have went to that country, set up shop, and took over. So I wonder if these billionaires are the ones who paid the orange one that $2 million fee. Because what they've done, they call this area Prospera, which basically means profit. Okay? Loosely meant. That's not a direct translation. It's loosely meant. It means profit. Like profit, like dinero profit, not like a prophet, like Jesus prophet. And they moved in. They've taken over this land that's rich in all these resources. They have exiled the country of Honduras from being able to come there. So the Honduras citizens, the Honduran government has no legal authority in this place. Their tax laws don't apply. And it's all the billionaires of the United States who own this land. So basically, it's so much to unpack there. Basically, what they've done is taken over another country. The same thing that they want to try to do with Greenland, but they're going to try to offer them money first, right? They basically have occupied Honduras. And because Honduras does not have the military to fight it, or it was done under the dictator that just got pardons watch, because it was done while he was in office. That's why he's getting paid off and shit. It was done under his watch. Is while they now have legally seized a portion of Honduras, and they have their, like I said, their own laws. The laws may even differ from the United States, and we know that there's a bunch of people, a bunch of women and children who have been kidnapped and trafficked off of the streets of Honduras around the area of this island. Sounds like what Epstein Island was about to me. There's also some shit going on that this is why I said it was related to this TV show I just watched. In the TV show, if you haven't watched it, I don't want to give too much away, but there is a person in the show that is experimenting with gene therapy. And the purpose of experimenting with gene therapy is to extend his life under the guise that they're doing this therapy or this research to help heal other people from their afflictions. These other people are basically test subjects. They are the sacrificial lambs, but they don't realize it. They think that they're just being helped and that they're being cured. They're test dummies. Us as black people, we know all about that. Over a lifetime, they have taken black bodies and experiments. The Tuskegee experiment, Henrietta Slacks. When you found, I can't remember that young man's first name. I apologize. His last name was Johnson. He was found rolled up in the carpet in Atlanta. All his internal organs was gone. We had already said they've been harvesting Negroes for years, and using them as experiments. And I believe that's what they're doing to the citizens that they're snatching up off these streets and off the streets in Honduras. There's also, just in Scotland, they had 2 people that were snatched up by ICE. How the fuck? You ain't even in that part of the country. It makes me wonder how many other countries that they have gone in and secretly occupied land and made it U.S. soil and territory without a fight. So anywho, this man, his name is Long. I can't think his first name. It was David or Daniel. He has been practicing gene therapy to try to extend the life of these billionaires. And this is, like I say, this is exactly what they were doing in that TV show, Orphan Black. I am late for work. People are leaving and I'm just coming in. All right, let me get off here and pause for a second. Oh no, I gotta get off here for real. Because I ain't got nowhere to park. And if I park where I need to park, y'all will see where I work. So I'll talk to y'all again in another video. Peace. All right, what's up, everybody? Okay, I'm gonna finish out this video because I realized I didn't get to the point I was trying to make completely about Minaj, but I was talking about the gene therapy that they were doing. So I'm gonna go back to that in a minute, but I wanted to back up for a minute and go back to the Minaj thing, and as far as like the affordability, or whether or not she paid for this gold card, or whether or not she gave up some ass for it. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why that becomes a big question for me is because there was just a big lawsuit that she had that they were going to force her to sell her $20 million home that's out in California. And the judge was forcing the sale because the Minaj Petty family had not paid off the $500,000 debt that they had, that they incurred when her husband was going through his legal battles. So they still had owed $500,000, which is $500,000. So the judge was going to force that seller that home to get that money. Now, the whole time, Nicki was saying that, what's her real name? Onika. She was saying that she wasn't hard up for money. She had money, but for some reason, she just felt like she shouldn't have to pay this debt for her legal fees. So somehow, I didn't look into it because, again, I don't like to follow her because I don't like the little thing. somehow they were able to stop the procedure for the sale of the home. And I don't know. Let me know if you know down in the comment section. I don't know if they were able to satisfy that debt. She also supposedly has a $200 million debt, not jet. She may have a jet too. A $200 million debt to Jay-Z that has gone unpaid. She, like I said, she claims she got money. She claims she ain't hard up for money, but she ain't paid him either. And I believe there was a legal battle that ensued on that issue as well, and she owes that money. I believe there may be the settlement or whatever, or a contractual agreement that she owes Jay-Z $200 million. So she had owed him $200 million. She had owed the lawyers for her husband's lawsuit $500,000, and she wasn't paying it, or they weren't paying it. I know it was something along the lines of her brother's lawsuits and legal fees attached to that as well. So she was just a slacker, which is another reason, supposedly, that you would have been deported a long time ago, for real. However, like I said, somehow, like if y'all know the details, you can drop it in the comment section, because I'm not gonna go look it up. Somehow, the sale of the home was halted, and like I say, I don't know if they made a separate arrangement, separate agreement, or what have you, in regards to that $500,000, but she didn't lose the home. Her home is very, like, I know her address. Because her husband's a sex offender. He's on the sex offender registry, so he has to register. So anybody want to find her damn home can look it up on the damn registry, child. Just type his name in under the sex offender registry, and it's gonna pop up with what their address is, because they have to register where they live in. I don't know if I didn't see him. Oh, I didn't even look to see if the registry is by state or is it nationwide, because I know they have a home in New York too, so he may have to be on the registered list in New York as well. I don't remember. Anywho, child, that's why I believe that she's giving up ass. And people who support her, I am just as baffled by that as I am as baffled by the ones who support the orange one. And now she's like throwing her full support behind him, because she claims that she's his number one fan. That's the same thing that Calvin Brodus did. Snoop Dogg, he had a friend that had some legal issues, and the dumb Don pardoned him. And that's when old Calvin Brodus, or is it Thotis, Snoop Dogg, became a fan and respected him. Majority of all the black entertainers, that's rappers or singers or what have you, who now supposedly support him or respect him, they all had some type of legal battles that they were dealing with, that he intervened in some kind of way. It wouldn't be surprising if he intervened in that case against Minaj's house. I wouldn't be surprised. Same way he intervened in Eric Adams' case. And didn't he pardon Lil Wayne and pardon Kodak Black? Don't give me the line, but I believe that's what happened. So there was some type of exchange, and I believe, like I said, the way that she was holding on to him and holding his hand, and she looked disgusted. She kept on trying to put on that plastic. I know she done did a lot of doggone work on herself, but she had this stuck on look on her face, like a look of disgust that she was trying to hide with a smile. And I kept saying, I don't know if she's smelling his ass or hers, and for her face to be looking turned up like that. I don't even have to do the same face with a smile. That's how she looked, That's how she looked. Ooh, in the picture. I'm like, is it worth selling your soul for? You're already losing your fan base, but she feel like she done made her million, so she don't give a fuck about y'all for real. If y'all walk away, if y'all stay, she don't care. She really don't. Because she done made what she thinks she need to make. And child, but let me get on back over to the Honduras island and how it relates to the TV show. So, Orphan Black, like I stated, they came up with a spinoff called Orphan Echoes, which is not as good and just really got on my nerves. It was okay, but it got on my nerves at the same time. But Orphan Black, it was an awesome show, 5 seasons. And it never clicked to me the the link between that show and current day politics. I know they have been trying to. I don't want to give away the whole premise of the show, so I'm trying to stay away from certain words. But they're using basically a whole lot of artificial technology in this big TV show, and how they're using this artificial technology to pull in the support of people under the guise that they are trying to help heal people's incurable illnesses, right? But at that same time, they are really test dummies, and they just don't know that they're test dummies. They're creating artificial soldiers or super soldiers who look like humans, things of that nature as well. But the main focus became, I want to say probably around season 3, was about this gene therapy and how they are using this gene therapy to extend the life of one of these characters. The whole show, I just realized that only one character is getting that gene therapy. I just realized that. Ain't nobody else benefited. But he's the one person that is the millionaire, the billionaire, trillionaire, or what have you. And that's what they're doing on this island in Honduras. A bunch of tech companies are doing medical research on Honduran citizens using gene therapy and other types of therapy that's fucking with your genetics and your DNA to extend the life of the billionaires that live there. Now, I'm going to tell you, in the TV show, the man was supposedly over 100 years old, over 200 years old, supposedly. Was it supposed to be? Yeah, because he's supposed to be from the 1800s. Yeah, he's supposed to be from the 1800s, something like that. So this is what they're trying to do on this island, this private island that has their own laws. They have their own police force. They don't go through the Honduras government for anything. If I was Honduras, I would cut the fucking water supply off in the power grid. But somehow they have been allowed in this country to occupy it illegally. That's exactly what it's done. Occupy it illegally. And they are going under the mindset that possession is 9/10 of the law. That's what they say in America. Just like if a squatter moved into your home, now you got to pay money to get them evicted. Because once they occupy the space, it is technically considered to be their right to be there. And that's exactly what they've done in Rodan, Honduras. And they named this little city, or this private state, Profita. And like I say, I just wonder now, how many other countries have they already done this in? Because rest assured, I refuse to believe that American US billionaires are the only ones with this idea. Misery loves company. They like to spread fear. So I would not be surprised if there's other countries such as Russia, such as China, Iran, who are all invested in this same thing. Just like I talked to y'all back in December about the fact that there's Iranian companies that are taking over Chicago. They have indefinite accounts to have ownership of the parking meters there. Some fool signed into office, and not Mayor Johnson, this was done before he got in, signed into office the right for the Iranian companies to own the parking meters indefinitely. They were not even a U.S. company. They might have paid their little $5 billion or $2 to $5 billion that they paid that the gold membership requires now for them to do it. But they did this years ago. Years ago. And a lot of Chicagoans are just waking up to realize what really fucking happened. I wonder how many other islands are like Epstein Island and Prospera, because it's actually an island, and why they're so intent on taking Greenland. And we know it's all about the resources and oil and all the different cities and countries that they have targeted, or plentiful in resources and oil and things of that nature, diamonds and gold. He really loved him some gold, y'all. He loved him some gold toilets and gold staircases and gold escalators, and now gold shoes and gold cards, gold coin, everything. So he's really trying to tap into areas of Africa that are rich in gold, and areas of South America that are rich in gold. It's not just the oil alone. So, yeah, I just wanted to tap onto that just a little bit, just give you some information about the gold card, her golden goose, her golden ticket, to United States, being a United States resident. A resident and a citizen aren't the same thing, but they have some benefits that do overlap. And what the orange one did, the head dick in charge did, what he did was bypass the wait list. Because again, I told you there was 70,000 people who signed up for it back in June, or by June of 2025. And she was not one of those people, but he just fast tracked her application and gave her the gold card. I wonder if that's why Muskie is so pissed off. Because Muskie wasn't here legally either. They came here on and stayed on an expired visa themselves. Maybe he didn't give Muskie his gold card. Or maybe Muskie do have one and we just don't know. But the program itself supposedly they were expecting over 200,000 people to apply. That's not including some of the names that are on the 70,000 wait list. Some of those people were unexpected. But they didn't get the response that they wanted to. And they're hoping that with this announcement of Onika's gold card membership into the United States residency, that's going to spark others. So you are broken down. That's going to spark others to do the same. You ain't broken down. The fuck? Just sitting there on this motherfucking phone. Bitch made motherfucker. Here I am trying to be a good driver, trying not to cuss and stuff while I'm driving, and this motherfucker's like, you know what? When I go home, I take the same way I do as that I normally would drive to work. And that's now I encounter these motherfucking fools. That's what it is. So, I'm gonna try to keep bringing back like the car recorded videos. Just for y'all knowledge, my health ain't changed. It's actually had gotten worse over the time. But I've been allowing myself some grace and allowing myself some peace and calm and some me time. I hope you paying attention. You just looking at your damn phone the whole time behind. He's still looking down. He like this. What are you looking for, sir, instead of the road? Something fell off his dashboard. Well, no common sense ain't behind the wheel with you. Let me get off here and drive like I got some common sense. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for being here. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you have any questions, please put them down in the comment section. I respond to everybody. And don't be coming in here being stupid, because I'm going to respond to you stupid as you came to me. You know. But I like to interact with folks. I really do. So, thank y'all again for being here. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. And I may, just because, I may keep Pntv to one subject matter. That it seems to work better than me trying to cram everything in, even though I try to be informative. And I know y'all would rather me talk about the ICE assassinations. I don't want to talk about that because it's triggering. And if you, like I said, you've been here before, you understand me stepping away from Pntv because of how triggering in nature it is. So I'm like trying to gear towards topics that still have relevance, but not also be triggering for me mentally. April 8th, The Handmaid's Tale spinoff, The Testament, appears on Hulu. I still have been back and forth on whether or not I'm going to actually review it, because I already have I already don't like the way that it went. I don't like the path that it took. Okay. So but the actress that's playing Jelly Bean, no, the actress that's playing Hannah Banana, her real name is Chase. I freaking adore her. And I want to follow her career as an actor. I want to follow her path as this character. So I may watch it. I do still plan on reviewing The Colony. I hope y'all don't do The Colony like y'all did Lost. That was such a good show, and a lot of people didn't give it the chance that I thought they should have. Anyway, but The Colony, because it's so relatable right now to what's going on in politics right now, with DHS being front and center and being the red hats. I made it to episode 3 and I decided to stop because I was like, you know what? I'm going to review this show. So I haven't watched the rest of it. So I don't even know what the hell is going to go on in the rest of it. So I'm thinking about reviewing that. Married at First Sight. I think a new season just started. Or the new season about to start. I'm thinking about whether or not to do that. I want to get back into reviewing TV shows and movies. I want to get into reaction videos. But I don't know. I can't even get y'all to come watch a free movie showing over on Discord. So I don't know if y'all will be interested in watching the reactions. Maybe I'll drop another crowd of people. And we'll see. But I want to do reactions. But I just go to the movie so much myself that I see everything in theaters. So I've been like hunting and seeking and finding for shows to watch that I haven't seen. We were supposed to do Music Month over on Discord, and I told y'all that majority of those movies were put behind a paywall and blocked, so it made it difficult for me to watch because I wasn't going to pay doubly. Like, I'm already paying you for the platform. Like, why the fuck I'm going to pay you now individually for the particular show? The only one I may do that to, the movie Greenland 2, it just leaves theaters, and it's coming on Amazon on yesterday. It hit Amazon. So we were going to watch it together next Friday because we just watched part 1. We moved on to kind of like alien sci-fi type of shows got to do, or with space related shows. That's what we moved on to. And I know we ended up watching a disaster movie the other day, but disaster movies, Greenland is a disaster movie, and then we watched 13 minutes. And I wasn't planning on moving to disaster movies this soon, but plans change, So we may just be hitting up disaster movies the month of February, but there's a lot of disaster movies. I pretty much watched them all, y'all. Like, for real. I pretty much watched them all. So there's a lot of them I don't want to watch again. I'll see. Something else TV wise that I thought about. Game of Thrones, House of Dragons supposed to be coming back. I was gonna review that for sure. I didn't get into the new one, the spinoff. I haven't even looked at the first episode. I heard it's more comical than anything. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be like. I know for a fact I'm not gonna review it. I just don't know if I'm gonna watch it. And if I do, I may watch it on Discord. I'm on Discord every Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday. 8 p.m. on Tuesdays and Fridays, 7:30 p.m. on Sundays. So you can check me out there. What else? The TV Lifer, Lyfer, TV Lounge is what the channel is called on Discord. If you wanted to search for it and ask for an invite. I'll figure it out, y'all. I'll figure it out. We'll figure out how all this gonna go on this channel soon. But thank y'all again for watching. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for listening. I know this is now a long ass video because this is 20 something minutes and the first one was 20 something minutes. I did not mean to make it this long, but y'all like the long video, so I appreciate y'all. All right, y'all. See y'all in the next one. Peace.